Hello, people of the vast and wide internet. Today we are going to be looking at r/entitled parents on Reddit. Starting us off, family wants an end of day deal 5 hours before closing. Family wants an end of day deal 5 hours before closing. Hey there, not so long ago time lurker, first time poster. I'm on mobile, so there may be formatting issues, I don't really know. So first, a bit of context. I work for my dad sometimes as I'm too young to get a job yet, 13 male, and he pays me to come with him to his market for his business, which is photographing rude or funny road signs and then turning them into mugs, coasters, cards, signs, and tea towels. He does markets around the country, mostly in places like Leeds and Manchester, sometimes London. This is in UK if you didn't already guess. And like I said, he pays me to man the stalls at all times, unload and load stock, etc., etc. Now let's meet the cast. Me, entitled kid, JK, me of course. ED, entitled dad. EM, entitled mom. EK1, entitled kid 1. NSO1, nice stall owner 1. NSO2, nice stall owner 2. On to the story. So, for the first time, I was working alone on a market while my dad worked one in Leeds. My mum would have been working this one, but she was sick the week of the market, so I had to cover for her. Side note, the hours on this one were longer than most I had done before. Previous ones were like 10 to 4 or 5. This one was 9 to 7. And it was a cold winter market, so it wasn't the most enjoyable experience, though at least we were inside. The day had passed fine. I had made a few sales and made around 75 euros. Decent for only after 5 hours. Cue the entitled family. They walk up to the stall and start to browse our table of stuff. They decide on a twat mug, a ginge coaster, and a penny stone tea towel. I can't remember the exact amount since I've not worked there for a while, and we were changing slightly more as it was near to Christmas. But let's say the two mugs combined were roughly 16 euros, the coaster was about 3.5 euros, and the tea towel was around 10 euros. So there was a total was around 30 euros. By the way, these won't be the exact phrases because this was a while ago. Entitled dad. So, are you doing any end of the day deals? Me. No, sir, I still have another 5 hours here, and even if it was the end of the day, I wouldn't be doing any deals unless discussed with my dad beforehand. Entitled mom looked rather shocked, like this was the first time they had been refused a deal. Entitled dad. Listen, kid, I've worked in business before, and you never refuse a customer a deal, so how about it? Me. No, I will not give you an end of day deal out to you, especially when it's the middle of the day. This time, the entitled mother decides to get involved. Entitled mom. Alright, you little kid. I know for a fact that the day is almost over. You just want to charge full price because you're a racist little peep. They were a white family. At this point, the stall owners to behind and to the left of me tried to tell them to be quiet and to just leave, but I was done with their crap. Me practically shouting, alright, that's it. Screw off, all of you. I cannot be bothered to deal with your crap, so jog on and screw off. And then out of the corner of my eye, do you know what I see? I see entitled dad pinch entitled kid 1's hard on the arm, clearly to get him to cry, as if it would change my mind. Entitled kid 3 yelps and starts bawling his eyes out. Entitled mother. Look what you've done now. You've upset my baby. Give us those mugs for free now, or else I'm calling the police. Me. Listen, I see you and your husband pinch your kids, so screw off before I call security. The place I was working had 3 security guards. Entitled mom screams. She then proceeds to grab 1 mug and about 3 tea towels, then try to make a runner. However, the security guard I mentioned before had apparently been alerted to the situation and came just in time to stop them from getting away. I say that, but he did have to run a little as he came like 30 seconds late. Unfortunately, they did smash the mug they stole, which was annoying. But they were made to pay for it, so it's all good. Long story short, they got banned from the market and I got my stock back. Man, that one was a doozy. Let's get into the next one. Entitled mother tried to sabotage my relationship and then tried to kidnap my kid. Okay, so this didn't actually happen to me, but to a friend who agreed to let me post here. Also, English is not my first language, so I apologize for any mistakes. A little of context. My friend's family is super Catholic, dare to even say more than the Pope. So we were at another friend's wedding where my friend met wife. They hit it off immediately. They had huge chemistry between them. After a couple of months, my friend decided that it is time for entitled parent to meet wife. All of the dinner went smoothly. I was told this, I wasn't there, until dessert came. I think they had chicken or meat because when the cheesecake came, entitled mother makes amazing cheesecakes. Wife refused to eat it as it had cheese and had to explain to everybody that she was kosher. In Judaism, there are certain food restrictions, one of them being not mixing meat and dairy while eating. So she couldn't eat the cake. After the dinner, entitled parent constantly nagged my friend to leave her because she wasn't pure or whatever, but he didn't listen to them. A year later, he proposed. After some talking, they decided that they were going to have a Jewish ceremony. It was very important for our wife and her family. Also, at that point, my friend wasn't so religious. A week before the wedding, entitled mother called my friend crying that we had to go to their house right now. Entitled parent were invited to the wedding. Also, I was fulfilling my best man duties with friend at the moment. When he came to the home, he found entitled mother crying while entitled parent tried to control her. As soon as he saw my friend, he started yelling things like, "How could you do this to your mother?" We don't quite remember what. After some confusion, we found out that entitled mother was like that because somehow she found out about the Jewish wedding and that she wanted his only son married in a Dutch church and all that kind of stuff. Some yelling happened between them and we left. The wedding happened. Only entitled dad had come, apologized to my friend, and that he had to come to check if everything was okay as he heard entitled mother trying to cancel everything, catering, photography, etc. Some years later, my friend and wife had 2 kids, 8 and 4, and expecting a third one. Important clarification, the kids were being raised Jewish, and at that point my friend converted. So while having lunch with entitled dad, he left entitled mother a couple years before. Wife's water broke. While my friend was with wife in the hospital, entitled dad was looking for the children, and he called entitled mother to let her know she was a grandma again. The next afternoon, entitled dad was saying that entitled mom left with the biggest kid in the morning, that she wasn't coming back or answering the phone. After calling almost every hospital in the country, the police was called. They launched an Amber Alert and all that kind of stuff. The same night, a police officer came into the hospital with the son. Apparently, entitled mother had taken the kid to church camp, and one of the counselors saw the alert. Charges weren't made, and after an explanation, entitled mother said that she only did it because she was worried for her grandson being raised in the wrong direction. Wow, that one was, special. Alright, let's move on. Crazy gym teacher sub makes a whole class of 2nd graders cry. CT is the crazy gym teacher, F is friend, and me is, well, me. One day during gym class, we had a psycho of a gym sub. Here's the story. I get into gym and so far everything goes well, but when she tells us to do laps, during it I twisted my ankle and fell. Friend came over to help, but gym teacher yells at him for helping me and tells me to suck it up. Later, gym teacher yelled at end the class for no reason, saying, "I hope you all go to hell." When the teacher picks us up, she saw that we were all crying. The next day I told the principal what happened, and gym teacher got banned from our school. To this day, I still remember those words. Though that one was short, I could see where the frustration would come in. Alright, moving on to the next one. Entitled mother thinks my amputated friend is a monster scaring her son. Okay, my friend got his arm blown off when he was only 19, a year after he enrolled in the American Army, which after he then moved to Canada, so he was able to get a life-saving surgery for not as much as he couldn't afford it in America. Yes, I'm throwing shade from Canada to America. Anyway, me and my bud was just hanging out at the bar playing games and such. We had a drink or two, so we decided to wait a bit just to make sure we are completely fine to drive. We were. We were sober as heck. And we entered a grocery store across the street. We buy some bottle rockets and this thing called a consent condom where you need 4 hands to open it to see if we could open it by ourselves. Anyway, as we go up to the cashier, we hear a child crying in the background and we didn't think anything of it. Then my friend heard, you need to leave, in a pitchy, high voice. My dude turns around, and there is a short, stubby woman with a crying child as she goes on over to the cashier that's right next to us. Can you please make the autistic one and the blonde one leave? This grown woman called an amputee autistic. The cashier did not take any of this crap and immediately said for her to leave. She threw a small fit and gave in. You frickin' three-limbed disgusting monster. She said that under her breath as her child started to scream even louder. Turns out, he wanted a candy bar. We later saw this kid sitting outside the bar parking lot and we looked around for his mom. Turns out, she was in the bar. We stayed with the kid and played some Beyblades. It was amazing, and we flew the bottle rockets with him. No, we did not show the consent condom. We called CPS while waiting for the kid's mom. She comes out extremely drunk as she yanked her kid away and threw him in the car and jumbled her keys. She was going to drive drunk with a kid in the back seat. We stalled her until someone arrived. The kid got picked up by his dad, and I don't know what happened to the mom. Sorry for any spelling errors. I speak French, and I'm not good at English. All good. I make sure it works in the actual video. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune into my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed.